Hello everyone, it's LT. 11 hours before MCC 18, I'm going to be talking about my opinions on what's going to happen. A quick disclaimer, I'm always right. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Make sure to follow me on Twitch. I recently started streaming every single night at around 10 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure you jump by, chat about MCC, and have a good time. Now let's get into it. Also, we have some tragic news. Unfortunately, Dan TDM has been swapped by Kara Corvus. As of now, we don't know why, but it is happening. It's really unfortunate because I was really happy to see Dan in this MCC. Nothing against Kara though, it's just that Dan is S tier. This does move my predictions around a bit, but not a whole ton. A lot of my opinions have changed ever since I released my MCC 18 individual predictions, and I'll be going over that as well. In this video, I want to talk about MCC, but it's hard to not click that meet Steve Harvey style icon. Alright, so here are my new predictions for MCC 18. I still have Orange at the top, have Aqua trailing them by a small margin, I have Mustard Mummies dropping down one position into 3rd, I have Pink jumping from 6th place to 4th, I have the Violet Vampires jumping from 7th to 5th, the Red Ravens jumped 2 positions from 8th to 6th, the Cyan Centipedes dropped from 5th to 7th, and the Blue Banshees dropped from 3rd to 8th. And it's not that I think that Dan TDM is that much better than Kara Corvus, I just have a feeling that this team won't perform as everyone expects them to. I kept the Green Goblins and the Lime Liches at the bottom. As you see here, I've changed my MCC 18 individual predictions around a little bit. I'm not going to make a whole new video about it, I'll just show you guys the major changes. I put someone new in 1st place, I put Puns. I originally put him in 5th place, but I do think that Aqua's gonna do really good this MCC. They'll probably place 1st place in 2 or 3 events this MCC, which will increase his score. I ended up putting Pizza Hut in 4th place. Even before Kara Corvus replaced Dan TDM, I realized that the blue team isn't gonna be that strong this MCC, so I took out Pizza Hut from 1st. There's a couple of minor changes here and there, but I ended up putting Wisp in 15th place instead of 28th. I think I did that last MCC, he ended up coming in the 30s. But this MCC, I do think that Wisp has potential to pop off and do really well. I moved Awesome Dude up 7 positions into 19th place. After him practicing in the MCC practice server, I realized that he isn't that bad of a player and he has potential to do really well this first MCC. I moved Captain Sparkles down 9 positions. Everyone convinced me that Cyan isn't going to do that well this MCC, placing 7th, even though I put them in 5th, which tanked his score, placing him in 26th. I also moved 5 up down 12 positions into 28th place due to the fact of me realizing that blue isn't that strong of a team. That plummeted 5 up score. And this one's kind of controversial, but I ended up putting Wilbursoot in 30th place instead of 15th place. If you look at Wilbursoot's stats, he had a good MCC, then a bad MCC, then a good MCC, then a bad MCC, and then a good MCC, and now it's time for a bad MCC, so we will see. I placed Kara Corvus in 34th place, and I moved Pearlescent Moon down 18 spots into 38th place. I don't know why I put Pearlescent Moon so high on the list originally, but after looking at her stats, she is an incredible MCC player. I also want to thank everybody who participated in the Google Forms last video. We had a total of 18 people participate, which is amazing, and we're going to be going over what you guys think. The very first one, we have a very interesting grid. Out of 18 people, 9 people think Green will place above 20th, and the other 9 people think that he will place below. This is incredibly interesting. I still think that Green's gonna place below, but we will see when MCC comes. The second one was, will G Nelly get more than 1,200 points? 11 people casted their ballot saying that she will, while the other 7, including myself, says she won't. The third question is, will Gizzy Gaza place above 20th? I originally said yes, but now I've changed my mind to no. Due to some team movements around, I don't think that Gizzy Gaza is going to place over 20th. I think it'll be ridiculously close, but I don't think so, as well as 11 other people. For the fourth question, I originally thought that Tapel will place higher than Kratzy, but thinking about it more, I agree with the 10 people that voted Kratzy, and I think that he'll place higher this MCC. Now this one's incredibly interesting. We have 17 people thinking that Puns will place higher than Antfrost, and a solo 1 person thinks that Antfrost is going to get higher than Puns. Now this one's changed a little bit. Dan isn't really in the event anymore, so we'll look at Pearlescent Moon and 5-Up, and I totally agree with the 8 people that 5-Up will place higher than Pearlescent Moon. This one's kind of all over the place. Who will place higher out of the players listed? We have Wisp, Philza, Jack Manifold, and Tommy in it. No one said Jack Manifold, and 50% of the people, 9 people, said Tommy. I think I'm gonna have to jump on board with the 4 people that said that Wisp will place the highest. I believe his 2 best events are Battle Box and Parkour Tag, which was skipped last MCC, which deducted his score, and I think that he'll place really well. For everyone, this was a no-brainer. Shovel's placing higher than Gumi. We will see. It's Gumi's second MCC, so anything can happen. Now this one, we're all over the place here. I agree with the 61% of the people that said that Rambo will place highest, and for the other people that voted otherwise, they are bold. We have 16 people that think that CPK will place higher than Smallish Beans, and I agree with that. Nothing against Joel, I just think that CPK will take the leadership role and get higher than him. Now this grid here asks which players will place in the top 5. The player that got voted for the most was Pizza Hut. Only one person didn't think that he's gonna place in the top 5. His team isn't incredibly strong this MCC, so I won't be surprised if that one person that didn't vote Pizza Hut in the top 5 would be right. Next up we have Sapnap with a solid 16 out of 18 votes. I definitely think that Sapnap is capable of getting in the top 5 100%. And then the other ones listed, we have Kratzy, Puns and Dream, Tapel, Illumina, H-Bomb and Maps, Tommy in it, Rambo and CPK, and then some persons got faith in the Orion sound, and I respect that. That's bold. Now let's look where everyone placed each team. Starting off with the Red Ravens. The Red Ravens are a very inconsistent team, so they can place anywhere. One person said 2nd and the next said 10th. I'm not going to add every single number up, but looking at these numbers, this team will come around 7th according to you guys. The Orange Oozes, definitely a contender for a dodge bolt spot this MCC. A lot of people seem to think that they were going to get 1st place. A lot of mixed opinions on these guys. We have one person that said 8th. Looking at these responses, I think it's safe to say that they'll get around 2nd or 3rd. Now on to Mustard. Following Orange, this is another very strong team. However, again, a lot of mixed opinions. The first person to submit their response thinks that they're going to come 10th, but a lot of people put them in the top 3. Next up is Lime, a very big underdog team this MCC, ranging from 6th to 10th, except for one person who thinks that they're gonna win the whole thing. This is definitely the person that put Orion Sound in 1st place, isn't it? Yep. According to your guys' votes, they're gonna come around 9th place. Next up is the Green Goblin. The highest you guys placed them was 4th, ranging all the way to 10th. Based on these statistics, they're gonna come around 7th place. Next up is the Cyan Centipedes. Again, an all-around team here. I think the average around here is going to be 6th place. Next up, we have Aqua. Definitely some mixed opinions here and there, but I think it's safe to say that this team will come around 4th according to you guys. Next up, we have Blue. When this forms was released, it was originally Dan on this team, so that'll affect their score by a little bit. This team's definitely all across the board. For now, I'm gonna stick them in 5th place. Next up is the Violet Vampires. According to you guys, there isn't much faith for this team. Their average was around 8th place. Now on to Pink. A couple of people think that this team's gonna win, a couple of people think that they're gonna come in the middle of the pack. According to you guys, they'll place around 4th place. So according to you guys, this is roughly where the teams will be. If we collect everyone's opinion and put it into one, this is where the team should land up next MCC. Now this is the MCC draft that I did with my friend. One of us picks 1st, the next picks 2nd and 3rd, the next picks 4th and 5th, and so on, all the way down to 40th. For example, my first pick overall was Sapnap. Then he chose Puns and Kratzy. The next pick, I picked Pizza Hut and Tapel, and so on. All the way down for Lescent Moon and Niachu and Ginelli. I definitely recommend doing this with a friend, it's a lot of fun. And then calculating everyone's individual score at the end of the event and adding it all up. This also works with 4 or 5 people, or even 8 people, and I definitely recommend it, it's a lot of fun. And let me know how you think I did. We also picked who we think is gonna win each event. For Sky Battle, I put Orange. They're a good all-around team and a team to watch out for. Tapel is extremely strong in Sky Battle, and his common sense in the event is phenomenal. For Sands of Time, I put my 9th pick overall, and that's the Green Goblin. H-Bomb is incredible at Sands of Time, as well as Gemini. I'm sure Green and Niachu will follow their footsteps and do really well as well. For survival games, debatably the most important event of the game, I put Mustard. Sapnap's incredibly strong at PvP, and with Smager keeping the team organized, this team's gonna do really well in survival games. For grid runners, I was contemplating between Aqua and Purple, and I ended up putting Purple. This team has known each other for a very long time, and chemistry is key in grid runners. They're a good all-around team, and I can't really see any flaws with them playing grid runners. For Battlebox, I put Pink. This team is incredibly strong PvP wise, and it's not a team to be messed with in Battlebox. And to get to the other side, I ended up putting Orange. This team is an extremely strong movement team, and I almost can't see them losing this event. For Parkour Tag, again I put Orange. Again, a really good movement team, and a team that can't be messed with. For Build Mart, I said the Blue Banshees. Last event, Pizza Hut came first in Build Mart by 900 coins, and despite Green not being on his team, Kara Corvus and Pearlescent Moon are phenomenal at Build Mart, so I think this is the team that's going to win Build Mart. For Hole in the Wall, I put Cyan. Rambo came first overall last MCC when it came to Hole in the Wall, and every other person on their team did decently. And finally, the last event, Ace Race, I put Aqua. Punz is incredibly strong when it comes to Ace Race, as well as Ant. Gumi grinds the practice server, and I'm sure Shovel will do great as well. With a lot of PvP based teams, I don't think that Build Mart is going to be picked this MCC, and with the new Sky Battle mechanic, the map does look really cool, but I don't think the players are going to want to play it. First, I have Battlebox. Battlebox has been skipped the past 2 events, so people are going to want to play it more. To get to the other side, and Whack-A-Fan is the second event, Hole in the Wall the third, Parkour Tag, which was skipped the last event, in 4th, Survival Games in 5th, Ace Race in 6th, Sands of Time in 7th, and Grid Runners in 8th. Grid Runners as the last game would be incredible. Every contestant literally racing for a spot in Dodgeball. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Please follow me on my Twitch. I stream every night at 10 p.m. Pacific, and we'll see you next time.